After 27 years, Family Guy's lost pilot has finally surfaced, and fans are shocked. This is the very first version from 1998, one almost no one thought we'd ever see. Today we're breaking down what's inside, why it stayed hidden for so long, and how it compares to the Family Guy we know today. But first, make sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss any of our deep dives. Let's rewind the clock. The year is 1998. Seth MacFarlane is a young animator with a wild idea for an edgy adult cartoon. He'd already worked at Hanna-Barbera on shows like Johnny Bravo and Cow and Chicken, but he wanted to do something different. Something darker, funnier, and more outrageous. So he pitched a new show to Fox. But before they would give him a full series order, he had to make a pilot. A rough, scrappy, low-budget episode to prove the concept worked. That's what we're talking about here. The original Family Guy pilot. And when I say low budget, I mean low. MacFarlane has even admitted he made it for around $50,000. Pocket change for TV animation. He did much of the work himself, and you can tell. Now here's the crazy part. That pilot was basically locked away for 27 years. It never aired on TV, never got an official DVD release, and only a handful of clips ever leaked online. Fans begged to see it, but Fox kept it hidden. Some people even thought it was lost forever, until March 2025. Out of nowhere, the full pilot appeared online. An animation artist named Robert Paulson, who worked with MacFarlane, uploaded it to his portfolio site. Within hours, fans were sharing it everywhere, and the reaction? Total shock. So what's actually in the lost pilot? Well, if you've seen the very first aired episode of Family Guy, Death Has a Shadow from January 1999, a lot of this will feel familiar. That's because Fox basically reworked the pilot into that episode. The structure is almost the same. Peter loses his job, goes on welfare, chaos ensues. But the differences? They're huge. First, the animation. It looks rough, like really rough. Characters are stiff, the backgrounds are flat, and everything feels a little off-model. It's like watching a sketch version of Family Guy before the artists figured out the style. Peter Griffin especially looks different. His head is longer, his voice is pitched a little odd, and his movements are clunky.
Honey, I promise, not a drop of alcohol is gonna touch these lips tonight.
He's still recognizable, but it's like seeing Peter's awkward high school yearbook photo. Lois also looks strange. Her hair is darker, her voice less polished.
Oh, don't touch the thermostat, Meg, if Father gets upset.
And Stewie? Forget the evil genius we know now. In the pilot, he's even creepier. His design is sharper, his head more oval-shaped, and his lines are darker. It's like Stewie 1.0, scarier, more monotone, and definitely not as comedic. Then there's Brian. In the real show, Brian is basically Seth MacFarlane's own voice. Smooth, sarcastic, almost human. In the pilot, Brian is way more dog-like. He growls, barks, and doesn't act as sophisticated. It's a completely different vibe. And here's one detail fans immediately noticed. Meg. Her character in the pilot feels almost non-existent. She barely speaks, and when she does, it's without Mila Kunis's voice, because at that point, Meg was still voiced by Lacey Chabert from Party of Five. So if you watch the pilot today, it's jarring. It's Meg, but not the Meg we know. So why was this hidden for so long? Why did Fox and MacFarlane keep the pilot locked away for 27 years? The simple answer, quality. It was rough. This wasn't the polished, high-quality product Fox wanted to showcase. So instead, they basically scrapped it, reanimated large parts, rewrote lines, and created a cleaner first episode. Think of it like a band's demo tape. The songs are there, but they sound raw, unrefined, maybe even embarrassing compared to the finished album. That's the Family Guy pilot. And honestly, you can see why they hid it. If this version had aired on TV, there's a good chance Family Guy might not have survived. Viewers would have been turned off by the clunky animation and awkward delivery. But here's the flip side. Fans love seeing this kind of thing, because it shows how far the show has come. It's like peeking behind the curtain at the messy, imperfect beginnings of something legendary. Now let's talk about the timing. Why now? Why did this resurface in 2025? Well, some fans think it's no accident. With season 24 confirmed and Hulu pushing Family Guy specials, what better way to build hype than to accidentally leak the lost pilot? It keeps the show in the headlines, drives nostalgia, and reminds everyone just how long Family Guy has been part of pop culture. Others say it's just coincidence, that Robert Paulson uploaded it without realizing how viral it would go. But let's be real, in today's world, nothing like this goes unnoticed. Within hours, TikTok was flooded with clips. Fans were posting side-by-side comparisons of the pilot and the real first episode. And the consensus? Fans are fascinated. Some say they actually prefer the creepier version of Stewie. Others love seeing Brian as a more realistic dog, but most agree. Fox made the right call by remaking it. Here's another fun fact. Seth MacFarlane has always been open about this pilot. He's mentioned in interviews how crude it was, how he animated much of it alone.
6 months, working, staying up all night, animating this thing by hand, and making, this 11-minute presentation piece.
And how surprised he was when Fox picked it up for a full series. But until now, most people had to take his word for it. Now we can see it with our own eyes. And it's not just fans who are excited. Animation nerds are geeking out over this pilot, because it's like a time capsule, a snapshot of late 90s animation with all its flaws and quirks. It's raw Seth MacFarlane, before the budgets, before the fame, before Family Guy became a cultural juggernaut. So how different would Family Guy have been if this pilot had aired as is? Honestly, maybe it wouldn't have survived. Think about it. Fox canceled Family Guy after just 3 seasons, even with the polished version. If the first impression had been this clunky pilot, maybe the show wouldn't have built the same fan base. No Stewie memes, no chicken fights, no Brian and Stewie road to episodes. It could have been another forgotten cartoon from the 90s. In a weird way, hiding the pilot for 27 years might have saved the show. But for fans, this is pure gold. It's like finding a lost Beatles demo tape or an unreleased Marvel movie. It fills in a missing piece of history. And it also sparks some hilarious what-if scenarios. What if Creepy Stewie 1.0 became the standard? Would we still love him, or would audiences have found him too unsettling? What if Brian stayed more like a real dog instead of the sarcastic voice of reason? Would that dynamic even work long-term? These are the fun questions fans are debating right now, and honestly, that's what makes this leak so exciting. So, to wrap it up, the Lost Family Guy pilot has finally resurfaced after 27 years. It's rough, it's weird, and it's totally different from the show we know. But it's also a fascinating look at the origins of one of TV's most controversial, enduring cartoons. If you haven't watched it yet, it's floating around online. Just search Family Guy Lost Pilot, and you'll find it. But be warned, once you see Creepy Stewie, you can't unsee him. Family Guy has come a long way since 1998, and now, thanks to this pilot, we can finally see just how far. What do you guys think? Should Fox have released this years ago? Do you like the creepier, raw version of the characters, or are you glad we got the polished Family Guy instead? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'll be reading them all. And don't forget, hit that like button, subscribe for more Family Guy deep dives, and stay tuned, because if the Lost pilot can resurface after 27 years, who knows what else might come out of Quahog's vault.